Welcome back to Hello Crypto, episode 4, presented by 60s Trading. Learn, execute, profit. I'm 60 today. We're on XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. We may look at some other coins and stuff, but we're going to be checking out the charts, getting an update, what we got going on. And then, of course, we also have Lori, one of the owners of Trek Outdoor Company, embark on an unforgettable adventure with Trek gear at trekoutdoorgo.com. Plus, we're going to be talking with them about with her about the NFT Moosey. How you doing tonight, Lori?
Hey, 60s, how you doing? Thanks for having me on tonight to talk a little bit about Trek Outdoor Company. So I appreciate you having me on.
Not a problem.
Well, just to do a kind of little bit of introduction, what we are is we're an outdoor company, Trek Outdoor Company, kind of like a outdoor lifestyle built brand. Basically our core beliefs are adventure, kind of resets the mind, find the adventure in you kind of stuff. And we're not just apparel though. We're a movement that's built kind of more on real world outdoor gear, like kind of storytelling with our Moosey, our main character, and Web3 utility with our NFTs. So we're kind of bringing both worlds, the apparel and then implementing Web3. So at the center, of our brand is Moosey, our main mascot, and our like a community symbol. So I'm representing like resilience, curiosity, courage, and so just to keep moving forward. We're building Trek to be something long term, a brand. Man, our top priority is community, especially because we're building on the XRPL. And our ecosystem connects adventure and creativity and ownership. We have apparel, so we have trekoutdoor.com, and then we have our NFTs, which bring utility. Bring right now we drop Corium rewards. We drop like NFTs and XRP sometimes for giveaways. And then we're planning on continuing to grow that utility with our NFTs that we offer to our holders. So, like I said, we're an outdoor brand on the XRP building. We've got some great things coming out 2026. So we're really, really excited for this year and that. So we're currently minting on XRP Cafe. Our collection is called Moosey. It's our second actually collection. It's a 3D collection of our Moosey character created on Blender. So we can do some really cool stuff and gamify later down the road and that. So yeah, so that's a little bit about Trek.
Awesome. Yeah, I know I've gotten some of those Moosies and stuff, and I know I am falling behind the curve. I need to get, I guess, a wallet set up stuff so I can be able to get that drip that I have yet to put in for. But
Yeah, so Uh, all you would need to do is get a Leap wallet with the Corium and then put it in our Discord, join our Discord, and drop your Corium wallet, and then we automatically drop that Corium for you.
yeah, I'm gonna have to take and get on that. Hopefully after the end of this show, because I have been dropping the ball on that one. But hey, at least we've got the Moosies. We're already in the start of it, so we're gonna be able to take and ride them things for a while. I think they're gonna be really great to see what happens going future with all this. I'm not much of an NFT person. I'm still trying to learn all this, but I'm excited. Definitely excited.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely excited too, and definitely would love to come on for a longer period of time when you have more time to talk more in depth. But I mean, and even NFTs in general, even on the XRPL and that too. But it's just amazing community, and so we've been having a great time building here on the XRPL. So it's a lot of fun. So I appreciate you having us though to talk a little bit, just a little introduction about Trek Outdoor Company. So
Absolutely, and I'll be able to put the link out there for for the website, and also for people to go and be able to pick up that Moosey and stuff. The link for the Discord and all that, so they can get in there and get to enjoying that as well. Um, yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got coming out next. I am looking at. I'm wanting to take and see when you take and let out one of those on your merchandise. I'm wanting to try to see about getting a coffee cup or something, a little tumbler. Whenever one of those comes out, that's
Yeah,
nice.
we're gonna be dropping those during we're gonna yes, definitely. We'll be dropping like water bottles and that for spring and summer coming up. So keep an eye out on that. But we do have an X account, so follow there, and we do keep people updated there too in a Discord. Feel free to join there too. So
Let's see. Let's look at some XRP and see what we got here. So, for everybody that's a part of the Discord, I put out an announcement for them last night saying, here's what we've got on XRP. Here's kind of what we're looking at and stuff. So, pretty much right now, it's doing exactly what I was calling. We have the daily pink line, which is sitting in that $2 area, which is where we have a lower order block at that 201 down to the $1.99, and that order block was marked out on the 4-hour time frame. Now, if we was to break that pink line, breaking down below that $2 and say we break $1.98, we could possibly be seeing that $1.88 to $1.82. However, I feel that we may have a good support here. Most of our pink lines are going to be up to the upside here. And then when the reason why I'm saying, this is where I'm going to see us coming down to possibly that $2 area, not breaking it, is the 1 hour pink line. It was down at that $1.97, $1.98, and it's been working its way up. And what I was saying is it's going to come up into that $2 area, and we're going to see price drop down and touch that $2 and hopefully not break it, and just touching those pink lines for the hour and the 4 hour, or corrections, the daily. And then that means all of our other pink lines are up to the top. So that means now we hit this order block, we're going to take an entry in and go to the top. So what I would be looking at if I was going to be taking a trade on it, which currently I'm already in a trade at that $2 area, which when it went up, I closed out 75% of it and it's still riding. So as it comes back down into my entry area, I'm looking to buy in again. So if I do get into it, I'm looking at an entry around that $2, 201, and a stop loss around that $1.98. So I would want to take and set my risk management on, what leverage I want to use and see what is the amount that I would be willing to lose if it goes to that $1.98. And the best way to do that, you can take and go to 60strading.com. Right there on the navigation thing, you'll see the trade calculator. Go over there. You can be able to take put in for the long shorts, set your leverage, entry, stop loss, take profits, how much money you're going to put in on it for the margin, and calculate it. And it's going to tell you what kind of position size you're going to be holding, what your profit would be if you hit the take profit you've set, if your stop loss is hit, how much you're going to lose, what your liquidation price is, and all that. So that right there is the way to go, okay, is, if it goes back down, if I get in here at this, say we go in at $2.01, or yeah, 201, and stop loss at that $1.98. For instance, let's just go ahead and do an entry here at 201, stop loss at $1.98. Say we're going to do a 30x leverage, and say we're going to do $1,000 margin, looking for it to go back up to that $2 and say 47 cent. We calculate that on a 30x, we would be looking at a 686% return. So it's, it'd be a $6,865 return on it. The stop loss, if it was hit at that $1.98, we would lose out of that $1,000 $447. So if we don't, break that $2 and go below, then that could be a real great play. However, we always have to think that there's a possibility that something like that could happen and it breaks down below that $1.98, our stop loss, and knocks us out. And if it does, we want to lose as less as minimal as possible. because there is that other order block down below that we'd want to be able to see another entry there to take and ride back up. So maybe, losing $400 on $1,000 is not that great. Even though, yes, we would be entering back in at the next order block, we could come back up and make that $400 back easily and make even more. But we don't want to risk that much. So maybe we bring it down. Let's see what's 25x leverage. It's only $373. Well, maybe we just do 15x, 223. You keep moving it until you feel safe with the amount you're going to lose. You're going to have to actually say, yes, I am willing to lose this amount of money because I'm going to be making this much. And if I do get knocked out at this point, because we're not going to move our stop loss, we want to keep it sitting there. Let it knock us out at that point if it keeps going. We don't want to move it and keep moving it and keep moving it, because now we're going to be losing more and more money. And now you're like, oh, I don't want to lose that. So you're going to throw more and more money at it. And if they decide they want to do a big red candle, you're going to lose every last bit of it, along with everything you keep throwing at it. So don't keep throwing money at it. Take the small loss, get back in at the best entry, and ride that up. But, when I go back over here and I look, I've been sitting here figuring we was going to be kind of sideways. We'd pull up, we'd pull back down again. Exactly what I was calling out last night has played out, and we're pulling down. Now, what we got to worry about is we're going to keep doing this, because I'm expecting this 1 hour pink line to pull up into the actual order block here, getting up above $2. We're already at $1.9902. So, what we're going to be looking at is tomorrow morning at 8:30. Now, that's going to be when we have some actual market news that's going to be happening. So I've actually, in our Discord, I've went ahead and put that out there, letting people know. Let me go ahead and pull that up where I put that at. Go down here to it. There we go. So tomorrow, Tuesday, January the 13th, at 8:30 a.m., we have the US CPI is going to be coming out. So what my expectations is, if we wind up staying a little sideways like we are right now, and staying above that $2, we're probably going to see, right there before CPI, we're going to pull down, hitting that $2 area, and then CPI comes out and we start pushing upwards. If we break below that pink line, breaking down below $2 and stuff, like I said, breaking that $1.98, we're going to possibly see lower prices. But with the daily here, the daily is saying we've got to continue a continuation up for a bigger pump. So even though we have all those other order blocks above, I'm looking at us possibly breaking some of those order blocks. But 247, 252 is an easy mark for us to go back up to. So if we can get in at $2, ride it up and take some profit up around that 247 area, it's going to be a beautiful profit area. Even if you're running it at a 5x, uh, even if you run that at a 5x and you go up to that 247, you're still going to make over $1,000. So you're going to double your money. It's 114% profit. That is exactly what we're looking at for XRP. Jumping on over here, taking a look at Bitcoin. As you can see on Bitcoin, we actually came all the way up on the order block that was there. We broke to the top side of it for just a little bit. So that's another reason why typically if you have an order block, you can set your stop loss at the top of the order block, or you can, give it just a hair up above that order block for it to have a little bit more room. That's why I say, even though on the XRP, it says 201 down to that $1.99, I say $1.98. I'm giving it just a little more room just in case we break just below that order block to clear it out completely before it reverses, but it doesn't always have to do so. And I'm looking at that, we may have enough support now to stay above $2 and start pushing to the upside on it. But on Bitcoin, we hit that and we pulled down, back down below the daily pink line there. All the order blocks there that it created was already been hit. We still have the lower order block that didn't technically get hit when it came down on the daily here. Then at that $88,917 down to the $87,552. So that one is still at play. When I look down through here, 4 hour, I can see that the pink line is up above, up in the 96,000 area. We still have the pink line down below on the 2 hour. So that would be where we'd wind up seeing that pull down on it as well. And it could break past that 89,000 on that pink line down into that lower order block we was calling for. We got the 1 hour pink line sitting down at the 89,000 as well. So we're going to wind up coming back down seeing that. 30 minutes already been hit. 15-minute, we're hitting it repeatedly and stuff. We're looking at another pullback down to hit it again. 5 minutes has already been hit, and 1 minute just came up and got hit again. So yeah, we're going to see Bitcoin and XRP pull back down some. So don't be scared. This is exactly what's supposed to be playing out. So we're going to see it pull back down for Bitcoin to tap this little order block at the 88,000, and for XRP to hit their order block at that $2 area. And then, of course, we're going to take a look at Ethereum real quick here. And we can see Ethereum on the dailies went all the way up, tapped our upper order block of the $3,446, reversed, came down, and now we've hit our lower order block. It's pulled back up, knocking out the order block that it created. Actually, pretty much spot on, nailed it. And it's pulling back down again for the daily pink line, which is sitting at that $3,025. And just below that pink line, it does have that one other order block at the 3,068. Nope, 3,088 down to the $2,971. So we still have that ability for it to pull down and tap that order block and then continue to the upside. So it's going to be following Bitcoin and XRP with that natural pullback down, hitting these areas, and then continuing to the upside. So while we're in here, I'm going to go ahead and close out, get rid of these order blocks that has been hit because they are no longer valid. Get rid of that one as well. That has been hit. We're going to be looking for another pullback there. Looking down at the smaller on the time frames here, 4 hours above, 2 hours below at that 3,048. So that right there will tell you that we're going back down into it. Same thing with the 1 hour at the 3,047. And of course, 30-minute, 15-minute, and everything else is being hit and there towards the upside. 1 minute's back down there at the 3,100. So again, we're going to be seeing pull down. We'll be seeing that all the way up till about the 8:30, and that's what I'm looking for us to. At 8:30, news comes out, spikes goes up. Now, just remember, if you are going to play the news, everybody says do not play the news, do not play it. If you know what it's going to do, you can play it. But even if you do, play it safe. Make sure you always have a stop loss. Do not go in without a stop loss. Wait for an entry. My typical entry would be if it's going to be open up at 8:30 Eastern, around 8:27, 8:28 is when I want to put my entry in, because at that point it's already pulled the direction that as far as it's going to go in that one direction, and the next thing it's going to do is shoot up. So you can be able to say, okay, if this is where we've come down that far right here, I would set a stop loss. Like for instance, here on Ethereum, say that this candle right here that came down to the $3,101, I would just take and set up a entry for a long entering. Say we're right here and this is where it's fixing to take off. I'd put entry there, stop loss just below this previous little drop here, and then take profit up above. And as you can see on here, it has a big jump on a candle here. That would be about what your CPI or news on the 8:30 would do. So if it does go the opposite way than it's supposed to go, you get knocked out with a small loss versus it continues to keep going down, 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 and you're hurting. But the expectations in the morning should be going up. I will be in the Discord in the morning to watch for the 8:30. So anybody that hasn't already joined the community, got signed up as a member, I would say do so, and that way you can be in there. And you can still ask questions. We'll go over all that stuff, and hopefully we'll make some money together in the morning. Well, I mean, I've had a few times where I got sidetracked trying to order some Chick-fil-A, and then realized, hey, 8:30, and I didn't get my order in, and for the trade, I got my order in for Chick-fil-A, but I didn't get my order in for the trade. And I try to get it in, and it's already spiked. I'm already late, and I miss it out on the money. So we'll make sure we get that money in the morning. But that is it for this episode. We're going to call this one and stuff. We may do another one in the morning, but more than likely, we'll probably just be hanging out in the Discord tomorrow. We may do another one tomorrow evening or something to do an update. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Appreciate you jumping in here with us tonight, Lori, and telling us all about Trek. And hopefully, we can get some more people over here and getting them in the Trek as well.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on 60, and people want to come in. I would love them to come in and join your Discord and talk more about crypto trading and NFTs.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I will point out is out of all the people who talk about crypto, who wants to, create their own indicators and all this stuff, they want to charge you, anywhere between $300 to $1,000 a month to be part of their, community to get their indicators and stuff, because they're so great. And then they're going to sit there and treat you like a dog. They're not going to really care about you and your success. That's the difference here. We want to see that you succeed here, and that you know, you're not spending all your money. So this is for anybody and everybody. I mean, the price for the subscriptions monthly is, you know, typically less than one bad trade. I mean, $21.99 a month is not bad. 22 bucks basically a month. Um, I talked with one earlier and stuff. He came in, and since he's been in here, he's already up $6,000 in profits. He was up 10,000, but he was trying to take little trades and stuff on his own and not doing the better trades that we were trying to call out and stuff. So in between those, he had little losses here and there and stuff. And one of them was he didn't realize he had that that big of a loss was when he was sitting in a dentist chair. So wasn't good, but you know what? He's still in the profit, and he did have a stop loss in there, but he risked a little bit more on that loss than he wanted to do. So it happens, but we're going to gain more than we're going to lose, so we're going to stay in the profits. We will catch y'all in the next episode.